Hello everyone, welcome to class 10th. So today I am continuing the next topics of the chapter 1 of geography, resource and development. Today our topic is soil as a resource. So soil is the most important renewable natural resource and it is the medium of plant growth and supports different types of living organisms on earth. The soil is a living system and it takes millions of years to form soil up to a few centimeters in depth. Relief, parent rock or bedrock, climate, vegetation, and other forms of life and time are important factors in the formation of soil. As you all know, soil is a slowly renewed resource that provides most of the nutrients needed for plant growth and also helps purify water. Soils varies in the size of the particles they contain, the amount of space between these particles and how rapidly water flows through them. Soil formation begins when bedrock is broken down by physical, chemical and biological processes. It is called weathering. So with the help of this diagram, I am explaining you the soil profile. As you can see, it is the diagram of soil profile. So it consists of four horizontal layers: topsoil, the upper soil layer. Second is subsoil, weathered rock, sand and silt and clay. Third is substratum, weathered parent rock material, and fourth is unweathered parent bedrock. So as you all can see, there are the three layers which is available in the soil profile. And it has a topsoil or upper layer. It is the outermost layer of soil, usually 5 to 10 inches. It has the highest concentration of organic matter and microorganisms and is where most of the earth's biological soil activity occurs. It has dark brown in color. Many living organisms like earthworms, millipedes and bacteria fungi are found in this layer. The second layer is subsoil, the layer of soil between the surface of the ground and the hard rock under it. It consists of greater minerals and materials of iron and aluminium compounds than topsoil. There is less humus in this layer, right? Third is substratum, weathered parent rock material. It lies just below the subsoil. It is the first stage of soil formation, and the fourth one is bedrock, unweathered parent bedrock or parent rock. This is unweathered rock. It determines the nature of soil. It contains no organic matter and made up of stones and rocks. So I hope you understand this soil profile. About this soil profile, a soil profile is a vertical section of soil. It allows you to examine the structure of soil. A soil profile is divided into layers called horizons, most important for plant growth. These are the top two layers of soil profile are the two top layers of the soil. It is useful for the plant growth. About now we are talking about the formation of soil. How can the soil be formed? Formation of soil. The soil has taken thousands of years to form. Soil formation takes place in the following ways. Big rocks break down into smaller rocks by continuous action of wind and rain. It takes many years for rocks to break down into smaller rocks. Rocks are broken by two types of weathering. First is physical and second is chemical. A number of natural forces called agents work to break down the parent rock into teeny particles of soil. Their agents include wind, water, and the sun's heat, and plants and animals. These species get further broken down to form sand and silt, and ultimately into finer particles from the top layer of the soil. Right? So, on the basis of these factors responsible for soil formation, color, thickness, texture, age, chemical and physical properties, the soils of India can be classified in the different types. So, our next topic is classification of soil. India has varied relief features, landforms, climatic realms, and vegetation types. These have contributed in the development of various types of soils. Firstly, we are talking about the alluvial soil. This is the most widely spread and important soil. In fact, the entire northern plains are made of alluvial soil. These have been deposited by three important Himalayan river systems, the Indus, the Ganga, and the Brahmaputra. These soils also extend in Rajasthan and Gujarat through a narrow corridor. Alluvial soil is also found in the eastern coastal plains, particularly in the deltas of the Mahanadi, the Godavari, the Krishna, and the Kaveri rivers. These soils are deposited by surface water. You will find them along rivers in floodplains and deltas. Alluvial soils remove sediments and nutrients flowing in the adjacent water. The soil is fertile as it consists of very fine particles and is rich in potash, phosphoric acids, and lime. Old alluvial soil is termed as bangar. So, the bangar soil has higher concentration of kanker nodules than the Khadar. It has more fine particles and is more fertile than the bangar. So there are the two types of alluvial soil. One is bangar and second is Khadar. Alluvial soils as a whole are very fertile. Mostly these soils contain adequate proportion of potash, phosphoric acid and lime, which are ideal for the growth of sugarcane, paddy, wheat, and other cereal and pulse crops. Due to its high fertility, regions of alluvial soils are intensively cultivated and densely populated. Black soil. Black soils are mineral soils which have a black surface horizon enriched with organic carbon that is at least 25 centimeter deep. These soils are black in color and are also known as regur soils. Black soil is ideal for growing cotton and is also known as black cotton soil. It is believed that climatic condition along with the parent rock material are the important factors for the formation of black soil. This type of soil is typical of the Deccan Trap Basalt region spread over northwest Deccan Plateau and is made up of lava flows. Right. This soil allows a very high crop productivity. Black soil is formed by the weathering or breaking of igneous rocks and also by the cooling or solidification of lava from the volcano. Next is red and yellow soils. Red soil develops on crystalline igneous rocks in areas of low rainfall in the eastern and southern parts of the Deccan Plateau. Yellow and red soils are also found in parts of Odisha, Chhattisgarh, southern parts of the Middle Ganga plain, and along the Piedmont zone of the Western Ghats. These soils develop a reddish color due to the diffusion of iron in crystalline and metamorphic rocks. It looks yellow when it occurs in a hydrated form. So, red and yellow soils contains hematite and limonite which changes color red to yellow. Red soils develop on crystalline igneous rocks in area of low rainfall in the eastern and southern parts, right? It looks yellow when it occurs in a hydrated form. And red soil is formed when iron particles get mixed in crystalline and metamorphic rocks. Yellow soil is formed by clay made shells and ferric hydroxide particles which get mixed in the soil. These soils are perfect for tea and coffee plantations. Next is laterite soil. Laterite has been derived from the Latin word later, which means brick. The laterite soil develops in areas with high temperature and heavy rainfall. This is a result of intense leaching due to heavy rain. Humus content of the soil is low because most of the microorganisms, particularly the decomposers like bacteria, get destroyed due to high temperature. Laterite soils are suitable for cultivation with adequate doses of manures and fertilizers. These soils are mainly found in Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, and the hilly areas of Odisha and Assam. It is a soil and rock type rich in iron and aluminium and is commonly considered to have formed in hot and wet tropical areas. All laterites are generally rusty red color because of high iron oxide content. And laterite soil is widespread, covering over 10% of total geographical area. Arid soils. Arid soils range from red to brown in color. They are generally sandy in texture and saline in nature. In some areas, the salt content is very high, and common salt is obtained by evaporating the water. Due to the dry climate, high temperature, evaporation is faster, and the soil lacks humus and moisture. The lower horizons of the soils are occupied by kanker because of the increasing calcium content downwards. The kanker layer formation in the bottom horizons restrict the infiltration of water. After proper irrigation, these soils become cultivable, as has been in the case of western Rajasthan. Right. So arid soils are found there in the hot climate like dry climate and in the less rainfall areas. Mainly in the Rajasthan, in the sandy areas, these soils can be found. Next is forest soil. These soils are found in the hilly and mountainous areas where sufficient rainforests are available. The soil texture varies according to the mountain environment where they are formed. They are loamy and silty in the valley sides and coarse grained in the upper slopes. In the snow covered areas of Himalayas, these soils experience denudation and are acidic with low humus content. The soils found in the lower parts of the valleys, particularly on the river terraces and alluvial fans, are fertile. So, forest soil is mainly found in the hilly and mountainous areas, which, like dense forest, they are covered with the part of forest soils. Our next topic is soil erosion and soil conservation. So what is soil erosion? It is a denudation of the soil cover and subsequent washing down is described as soil erosion. The processes of soil formation and erosion go on simultaneously, and generally there is a balance between the two. Sometimes this balance is disturbed due to some human activities like deforestation. In deforestation, we can say the cutting of trees, right? And overgrazing of animals and constructions and mining processes. So, while natural forces like wind, glacier, and water led to soil erosion, the running water cuts through the clay soils and makes deep channels as gullies. The land becomes unfit for cultivation and is known as bad land. It means that which land is not used for cultivation and becomes unfertile, this land is known as bad land. In the Chambal basin, such lands are called ravines. Sometimes water flows a sheet over large areas down a slopes. In such cases, the top soil is washed away, and this process is called sheet erosion. Wind blows loose soil off flat or sloping land known as wind erosion. Soil erosion is also caused due to defective methods of farming like ploughing in a wrong way, up and down the slope form channels for the quick flow of water, leading to soil erosion. So, ploughing along the contour lines can decelerate the flow of water down the slopes. This is called contour ploughing. Steps can be cut out on the slopes, making terraces. Terrace cultivation restricts erosion. Western and central Himalayas have well developed terrace farming. Large fields can be divided into strips. Strips of grass are left to grow between the crops. This breaks up the forces of wind. So it is very useful to grow the crops in strip cropping. Right? In strip cropping, planting lines of trees to create shelter also works in a similar way. Rows of such trees are called shelter belts. These shelter belts have contributed significantly to the stabilization of sand dunes and in stabilizing the desert in western India. So we have to conserve the soil because it is very important part of our life, and it is also very important for the growth of the plants. So I hope you all understand these topics carefully. Right, so this chapter is finished. We will meet in the next chapter. Till then, bye bye and take care.